Today we are at one of Maine's most popular winter playgrounds, Sunday River. Hello everyone, I'm Mark Sassy.
And I'm Pam Fletcher. And Mark, Sunday River is the perfect venue for our World Pro Ski Tour Finals. This steep race hill is called Monday Morning, but the terrain is anything but a mundane Monday morning.
So true, Pam. It is the longest course of the season at 1,400 feet and 25 turns, 25 gates. Very fitting for our head-to-head season finals. But before we look at today's action, let's take a look back at how we got here.
We began the season in sunny Beaver Creek, Colorado, where newcomer Garrett Driller surprised everyone, and maybe even himself, to defeat World Championship silver medalist Phil Brown. Brown's got that cross-block technique down. Driller nice and smooth off the final jump. To the line, it's Driller!
In Waterville Valley, New Hampshire, we had all kinds of drama with the addition of a third pro jump. The crowds packed the finish line and were treated to an amazing day where Canadian Phil Brown made up for his disappointment in Beaver Creek, taking out Michael Ankeny in the final.
Ankeny, wow, gets a little sideways backwards and he's down, it's done! And Brown cruising down to the bottom with a little 360 into the finish, the victor here in Waterville Valley. Then in snowy Steamboat Springs, Colorado, it was a test of attrition with our finals under the snow bright lights. And Pro Tour legend and Olympian Billy Kidd came out to witness an amazing final between Phil Brown and the hard-charging Alex Lieber. Brown was victorious again. Brown's making a few mistakes here and there, getting a little wide. Alex coming down through the bottom, both getting rocked around by these ruts. Powerful skiing by both of them, but it's Lieber to the line.
And Lieber takes it for this run, but it's not enough. So we are set for the season finals here at Sunday River. This resort is a true gem of the state of Maine and known for its multitude of most difficult black runs. The race hill is primed and so are the fans. It's going to be all-out action when we come back. Welcome back to the World Pro Ski Tour and the Visit Maine Pro Ski Championships from Sunday River, Maine.
Earlier, we caught up with some of our favorites in the wax room.
Yeah, I mean, winning the Pro Tour last year was awesome. I mean, it's such a fun event, and the format that they're doing is something that we don't typically get to do in ski racing. So I think that having a new event, it's a little more laid back, obviously still very competitive, but it was amazing. And obviously the prize money helps a lot, especially when you're trying to fund your season. And last year was an Olympic year. I went to the Olympics and I had to pay upwards of $20,000. So being able to do well in the Pro Tour and make some of that money back and be able to fund my season was super helpful.
I really just kind of wanted to use these events to try and find a little bit more joy back into the sport, and it has actually brought that to me, which has been really, really amazing because I think we all get a little bit caught up on the World Cup being a little bit too serious and really just taking ourselves too seriously and really losing the fun in the sport. So these events are a little bit more relaxed, and I think they cater to my ability level because at the end of the day, I'm just a super competitive athlete, and the head-to-head format brings the best out in me. For whatever reason, I would love to be able to do it on the World Cup as well, but for some reason, when I can see a guy right next to me, it really kind of gets this energy and fuel going in my bones, and I just want to beat them.
Phil Brown's an amazing skier. He's has World Cup experience, Olympic experience, so he has a veteran who can really draw upon those experiences to go faster and learn how to ski a course differently than maybe less experienced people could. But I think he's definitely beatable. Garrett got him in Beaver Creek, and I got him on the second run in the finals in Steamboat. So I think in Sunday River we'll hopefully see a new winner.
Taking you now to the highlights from the round of 16, Michael Ankeny versus Sam Morse. Ankeny, who finished second at Waterville Valley, and one of our favorites here, gets shocked by current U.S. ski team member and downhill specialist, Sam Morse. And Ankeny's day is over.
And probably the biggest upset of the day, our tour leader, downtown Phil Brown from Canada, was blindsided by the Frenchman, Guillaume Grand.
And this round of 16 was like a graveyard for our favorites. Alex Lieber, second place in Steamboat, has a whopping maximum differential of .75 that he has to make up going into the second run against Tanguy Neff, and he almost overtook Tanguy but he ran out of real estate and Tanji advances to the round of 8.
So upsets all around as the action moves on to the round of 8. Right away, there was an exciting matchup between 2018 Tour champion Nolan Casper, who qualified first today. He got knocked out by Garrick Driller, who also won in Beaver Creek.
Next up, Middlebury Skier of the Year Robert Cohn taking on U.S. Ski Team Speed Team member Sam Morse, and Cohn was victorious.
And then the French national team member and NCAA All-American Guillaume Grand was up against Thomas Wilson from Dartmouth. And Wilson, the All-American first team member, was victorious.
And rounding out the quarterfinals, 28-year-old veteran Tucker Marshall taking on two-time Swiss national college champion Tanji Neff, and Tanji takes the heat.
Now, earlier today, we got to see this great new addition to the World Pro Ski Tour. And that's our commitment to the next generation of pro racers. Let's take a look at the Mountain View at Trails End Junior Pro Challenge.
In the first semifinal, Heat 1, Charlie Seavey of Carabasset Valley Academy held the lead all the way down, but was pipped at the line by Luke Goff of Gould Academy. This was an amazing opportunity for the U14 kids of Carabasset Valley Academy and Sunday River's own Gould Academy. These outstanding young racers got the chance to race on the same course as the pros for college scholarship checks generously donated by the Mountain View at Trails End. Heat 2 of Charlie Seavey versus Luke Goff, and Charlie was making up time until this happened. Very hard fall on his tailbone. Looks like his ski pre-released just above the jump, but he would be okay, and Luke Goff of Gould advanced. In the second semifinal, Heat 1, it was the two Gouldies, Killian Marsh here on red, going up against Tim Tegas on blue. Just amazing athletic skiing from these two young ski racers. From these youngsters, neck and neck all the way to the line where Killian Marsh takes it by the skin of his teeth.
Red course ready. Yep. Blue course ready. Yep. Red is ready. Go, go, go.
Great experience for these kids getting to come out of these horse gate starts. You can see Luke on the right getting a little anxious here, coming out of the rut and having to correct. And then another mistake just above the second jump, which sent him airborne out of balance. Luke spins out on the landing, handing Killian the first run lead. Then Heat 2 for Killian Marsh versus Tim Tegas, and again, just superb technique on display. Killian Marsh makes it 2 for 2, and so we are set for an all Gould Academy final between Killian and Luke. In the second run, Luke puts on one heck of a fight and takes Killian all the way to the wire, but it's Killian Marsh who comes up through at the line and collects the big $1,000 college scholarship check. Luke Goff takes second and $500. Gould Academy takes the team event, but everyone was a winner in this inaugural Mountain View at Trails End Junior Pro Challenge.
I've had lots of fun today. It's been a really great experience. Just having fun with the friends and just like ripping it up on the course has been awesome.
At the top, you'll find that we're all like friends, but when it comes down to the bottom, to like, really zone in and kind of like, because at the end it's competition.
Mark, these kids had such a great time. The future of pro ski racing is strong. Congratulations to all of our junior competitors, and special thanks to the folks at the Mountain View at Trails End. When we come back, it's the semifinals of the Visit Maine Pro Ski Championships. Now this is the Visit Maine Pro Ski Championships, and earlier we caught up with Hannah Collins, the Senior Tourism Officer from Visit Maine. we cannot thank you enough for the support that you have given to the World Pro Ski Tour in this race here in Sunday River, Maine.
We're happy to be here. The skiing is fantastic. There's still plenty of winter left to enjoy, so we're happy to be here.
And what are some of the outdoor activities that you partake in Maine in the wintertime?
Oh, there's so much to do. There's snowmobiling, ice fishing, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, loads of stuff.
And summer is just around the corner. I'm sure there's lots of things to do up in Maine in the summertime.
Yeah, there's tons to do along our coastline. There's lighthouses, lobsters to eat, inland. We have lots of state parks to enjoy, hiking, mountain biking. You name it, we have it here in Maine.
Well, I'll be coming up to enjoy some of those lobsters and steamers with you. This all sounds so fantastic, Hannah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And back to you, Mark.
Our winner this year in Beaver Creek, Garrett Driller on the red course, taking on Middlebury National Alpine Skier of the Year on the blue, Robert Cohn.
Cohn pushing those tails back, getting those tips up so he can launch right out of the start gate. Both skiers are dead even right out of the groove.
This is such a good matchup, Pam, for the first race of the semifinals.
Nice, smooth, powerful skiing by both of these athletes. Look at the skis, how they work through that rut, trying to generate energy from turn to turn.
And these two racers continue to be neck and neck over the second jump.
Coming down towards the bottom, they're still very, very close. And it's to the line, and it's Driller.
Driller takes it by 89 one-thousandths. Now to the other side of the bracket, All Eastern First team member Thomas Wolfson on the red course, challenged by national college champion Tanji Neff on the blue.
Feeling great today. A couple of the big dogs went out early, so came in as the 11th seed, but we've taken down some big names and excited to go again in the Final Four.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be racing against my old Dartmouth buddy here. I don't think he really stands a chance, but we'll see on the hill.
Red course ready. Blue course ready. Yep. Red is ready.
Neff fires out of the start first. Wolfson's going to have to scramble to catch him, and boy, is that a distraction when your opponent is out in front of you. You need to be mentally strong to stay in the game, and whoa, he's out of the game. Did you see that? He went way wide in that gate.
That's right, well here you go. So Tanji now picking up the maximum differential advantage of .75 going into the second run.
And look at the replay. Off on his tails, in the back seat, skis around the rut, barely making the gate.
Tanji didn't even know he was there. He just kept going all the way to the finish line. Time now for run number 2 of the semis. 2019 National Dual Champion Garrett Driller is on the blue course up against Robert Cohn, who had a very strong finish in Waterville Valley earlier this season, who has to make up a .089. Robert Cohn is on the red course.
We're coming to the semifinals. I've been racing underneath throughout for a very long time. He's always been the old guy I'm catching up to, but I'm still the favorite for this race. I've done well this season. I'm looking forward to it. Looking to put him on the table.
Red course ready. Blue course ready.
And 89 thousandths of a second is nothing in ski racing. This will be an exciting matchup. Both racers are going to have to just lay it down.
There's no margin for error here.
Mr. Smooth Move Robert Cohn is just turning on the afterburners. Driller is trying to scramble to keep pace, but Cohn's already half a gate ahead.
Over that second jump, Driller starting to make up some time.
It's going to be close down here on the bottom, both reaching for the line, and it's Cohn.
Photo finish. Here is the replay. Great comeback by Driller, but it's not enough, and Cohn punches his ticket for the final.
Now let's see who will join Cohn in the final. Will it be Thomas Wolfson of the United States or Tanji Neff of Switzerland?
Before we get started, let's take a look back at this dramatic crash that Wolfson took at the first stop of the tour in Beaver Creek earlier this year.
And Mark, hopefully he has erased the memory of that crash from Beaver Creek because he needs to focus on trying to make up a .75 deficit.
And they're off.
Wolfson is going to have to go for broke if he's going to try to make up that deficit over Neff. Neff, smooth, powerful, strong, the Iceman cometh. He knows exactly how to keep pace with Wolfson, and he's not going to risk as much. Wolfson really trying to go straight down through those gates.
Wolfson has no choice. He has to put the pedal to the metal to win this run. Wolfson takes the heat, but it is not enough, and Neff will join Cohn in the finals. Stay tuned, we will be right back. Welcome back to the World Pro Ski Tour and the Visit Maine Pro Ski Championships from Sunday River, Maine. Now it's time for the first run of the small final. The 2019 National Dual Champion Garrett Driller on the red course, facing All-Eastern First Team member Thomas Wilson on the blue, and they're off.
And we have started to see some wear and tear on this course. There's quite a groove now that the racers need to ride smoothly on to be able to generate speed.
Now, Pam, I'm not seeing any cross-blocking going on.
Well, they can't because they can't get close enough to the pole. They really need to stay out in the rut and work the rut for energy and speed.
Driller is taking this run easily and has plenty of time to look across at Wilson.
Great skiing by Driller.
The wait is over. This is the main event, and the anticipation in the crowd is building. Over 500 spectators deep. For Robert Cohn and Tanji Neff, this is the first time these two have been in the finals.
I really have to get on the gas pedal to beat Tanguy because he's a very balanced World Cup skier. So I've seen him ski. I know how he does it, and I just really need to be aggressive to kind of see.
The lactic acid in these guys' legs has got to be at a super high level right now. They have had a long day of racing.
They have, Pam. They've been racing their heart out since earlier this morning, and it continues down to the finals.
Both Neff and Cohn, towers of power. Cohn out in front, well ahead of Neff.
Well ahead. Neff has a lot of work to do and not a lot of real estate to do it in.
But Mr. Smooth Move across the line and takes the win.
Watch this replay.
Cohn comes off the jump, gets a little bit inside and sideways, but just rides the rut powerfully through it, barely losing any speed.
Here we go, just 2 runs left. It's run number 2 of the small final, and this race is for 3rd and 4th place. Driller against Wilson, and Driller holds the advantage going into the 2nd run.
Wilson really needs to get a good start if he wants to get any advantage on Driller.
And he does, and Wilson takes a chunk out of Driller's advantage right away.
But look at this heat. They are neck and neck at this point. It could be anybody's victory because it wasn't much of a margin. Both skiers smooth, confident, strong, but look at the light. It's really deteriorated, and so is this course.
And also their tanks are almost empty.
Yeah, they are definitely running out of gas. It's been a long day here, and it's coming to the line. It's Driller!
First in Beaver Creek, 3rd in Steamboat Springs. Driller makes the podium once again. This is it for all the money. Cohn is in front of his East Coast fans, and he has the advantage after the first run. Can he pull it off?
Intensity is at an all-time high up there in the start gate. This will be a heated battle. These guys are tired. Their brains are drained.
And will this be a Cinderella story for Neff? Let's find out.
Look at this powerful skiing for both Cohn and Neff. Nice and smooth, but look at Mr. Smooth. Cohn is in the zone.
That's right, coming into the 2nd jump. Let's find out. It looks like Cohn's still in the lead.
He has got barely a lead over Neff, but it looks like Cohn to the finish.
Cohn punches the air. It's his day today. Let's take a look at Cohn coming off of that 2nd jump.
Cohn coming off the jump, touches down first over Neff, but watch Cohn. Wider stance, really trying to work the rut and get as much power as possible.
And the camera shows clearly Cohn half a gate ahead, and this strategy worked perfectly for Cohn today. What an incredible day. Sunday River has hosted a truly worthy final for the World Pro Ski Tour. Thanks to Visit Maine and all of our sponsors, because it has been an amazing day and an amazing season. Now for your results. In 4th place, Thomas Wilson. In 3rd place, Garrett Driller. And then in one of the tightest finals we have seen all season, Tanji Neff is edged out by Robert Cohn. And Pam is in the finish area with them now.
Thanks, Mark. Before we get started, we have to say a special congratulations to our overall tour champion, Phil Brown.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
So, what did it take for you to win the overall tour this year?
I think just a lot of consistency and some good fast skiing and some good competition against the other guys, and kept my head in the game the whole way through.
Well, congratulations. What a great year.
Thank you.
And now to our champion today here at Sunday River. First time ever winning a World Pro Ski Tour race.
Yes, that's right, Pam. I'm excited today and excited to make it happen on this rough course today.
Well, once again, we want to thank everybody here at Sunday River for putting on a wonderful Pro Tour race. These guys are true champions, and stick with us next year when we have some more exciting action on the World Pro Ski Tour.
Thank you all for joining us. From Pam Fletcher and our entire crew, I'm Mark Sassy, and this has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.